great conditions, packed grid, everybody thronging to see the 65 cars come to start the 24 hours here at Spa. Obviously a huge Belgian presence at their home circuits, and Linkin Park waving the flag, their car livery on the number 00 for the rock band. But at the start it was Audi leading the way with the Bortolotti Lamborghini right in behind. A great mix of cars. No Mercedes at the front, you'll find them at the back. Their fastest runners clashed there between the Audi of Robin Friens and the Bentley of Callum McLeod. And then Marcus Seefried, was he pushed, did he jump into the gravel? That brought a safety car period, which was, not safety car, full course yellow, which was fantastic news for the four Mercedes that were coming in anyhow at the end of the first lap to serve a 5-minute penalty for a technical infringement that put the Mercedes that had qualified in the top 6 positions back down the order. So that eliminated or reduced some of the impact. But then at the restart, the Audi René Rast, something went wrong coming out of La Source. Mirko Bortolotti said thank you very much indeed, and Alessandro Pierguidi thought he'd do the same and demoted him as well. And then in from second place came Bortolotti to make a pit stop. Very, very tight action all out around the circuit. The speed level Porsche going over the curves. The number 50 car driven so well, the Ferrari had assumed the lead for one lap, then it made its pit stop. Then we started to see the Audis coming through in the 28 Audi. That's sure to be a feature later in the race. René Rast started that car, and the racing was very, very fearsome, but particularly Bortolotti leading the race in the number 2 Audi of Robin Friens. And then we had this frightening moment as the 53 Ferrari of Motoaki had a clash with Kevin Estre as Estre came out from the pits, and clearly the impact gave him a little bit of a limp. He had his blow, knocked his knee against the side of the car, but for Fisichella and the 53 Ferrari crew, their race is over, and that led to lengthy repairs of the barriers on the outside of the circuit at Raidillon. You've crested the hill at Raidillon, and it's effectively turn 4. And so for the drivers and the teams, this was a time to think, how do we change our tactics? Do we bring our drivers in now? It was clearly going to be not a short break behind the safety car. And this led to a general scrambling of the orders. People all came in on different laps. You could see cars, as the safety car withdrew, still coming in to make their pit stops. You think they missed their best moment to do so, but it was BMW to the fore at the moment. The little Porsche on the right-hand side was third, but leading Pro-Am class. But we had the McLaren 58 really, really feisty, trying to take the lead. And the Bentleys were coming through as well, past the 52 Ferrari from AF Corsa, and still cars were coming in, still rejigging the order from second, third and fourth. The number 8 Bentley then assumed the lead, and they have been looking very strong, but they will have some penalties to come and affect them later on. But certainly Bentley showing great speed, and here is the Bentley into the pits. The number 8 crew going very, very strongly indeed, in from the lead of the race. But as has been the case almost since that first full course yellow period, as we had a flurry of rain, it didn't change the order. What changed the order was when their pit stops were due. Jaguar doing very well, ran as high as second and third positions. That's the 14 car, and as others waited in the pits for their turn at the wheel. Incident aplenty. You can see the little flurry of rain left the track slippery, a little slip up there from one of the 2 Jaguars from Emil Frey Racing. No one went onto wet tyres, and all had to run through their pit stops, and you almost prayed that your pit stop would come when there was a full course yellow. And those who've worked the way to the front have all had a little bit of fortune. There were pit stop infringements, including for the Emil Frey team, and that led to a drive-through penalty. But what we've seen as the balloon was going up, and the 50 Ferrari, such a strong run, don't forget it led the race, went into the gravel. Then the number 4 Audi getting into the mix as well, getting higher and higher in the order. But what we have seen, not just Bentley being strong, we've had the BMWs fighting their way up the order. And this was Comé Ledogar making a move in the 58 McLaren, and doing so very well indeed. The traffic ahead of him just far enough in front not to interrupt his run through Eau Rouge. He'd got the move done on the BMW and completed, and then after another pit stop was able to come out with probably a 2 or 3 second advantage over the car he'd been racing before, the BMW coming down the pit lane behind him. And then Derek Pierce had the most extraordinary off in the second part of the right-left at Les Combes. 99 BMW also right in the mix. Wonderful view there of Eau Rouge. Not such a wonderful view of the Buisson-Gignon BMW limping its way very slowly around the long lap here, with the tyre, left rear tyre absolutely shredded. Hopefully the damage not too much in the wheel arch. Then racing got underway again, but unfortunately as night has fallen, we've got repairs out on the circuit again, because down right near the tail end of the field, Giorgio Roda dropped his BMW from BMW Italia at the top of Raidillon into the barriers and more barrier repairs. We're back live, the last light fading away to the west, and really the